Hi. Today we'll summarize a story about a man who seems like an ordinary worker at a company. However, beneath his regular exterior, he's actually a skilled and unfeeling hitman. Let's explore the story. In the pouring rain, two men sat in the lorry engaged in conversation. One was Ji Hyung-do, and the other, a young man named Ra-hun. Hyung-do asked about Ra-hun's satisfaction with his current job. Dropping out of high school left Ra-hun with limited choices, and he expressed contentment with whatever employment he could secure. Curious about Ra-hun's dream since his young, Hyung-do discovered that Ra-hun dreamed of becoming rich within 5 years, eventually quitting his job and relocating to either Miami or LA. Intrigued, Ra-hun turned the question back to Hyung-do, who revealed a childhood dream of becoming a singer, but can't fulfill it. Ra-hun dismissed it as a risky career choice, citing examples of people he knew. As Ra-hun carried a package from the lorry towards a building, Hyung-do observed him. Ra-hun faced a momentary halt at the entrance as two police officers questioned him. Inside the elevator, Ra-hun received criticism for allegedly mishandling the box, which he refuted, challenging the accuser if he see him doing bad in his work. Annoyed, the man knocked Ra-hun's cap off, and Ra-hun exited the elevator to pick up his cap. Above him, the two officers exited the elevator, and the man knocked the door, which guarding by two officers. The man inside opened the door and was asked to come out and then be escorted. Ra-hun arrived and was asked to stop, then facing the wall. The officer asked him where he was going, but he just kept silent until one of the officers noticed Ra-hun's hand inside the box. In the tense moment, the officer was shot, and Ha-run revealed the gun, shooting the police officer and running toward the man being escorted. One of the officers tried to shoot him with a teaser before being shot and accidentally shot the light. In the dark, Ha-run appeared in front of the officer and shot him. Then, he went toward the man being escorted, who tried to run but failed, and Ha-run killed him there. On the way out, Hyung-do appeared suddenly. He grabbed Ha-run's head, twisted it, and then pushed him off the stairs. Ha-run asked Hyung-do why. Hyung-do said it's just work and nothing personal. Ha-run then asked Hyung-do a favor. Later, police officers arrived, and Hyung-do could be seen outside beginning to leave. He stopped under the bridge, where two men dressed as contractors began to cover the tracks from the lorry. Hyung-do changed his clothes to a suit, and then he began to ride the train. Later that night, he arrived at the company building, went to the office where a few people were still busy, and then went straight to the supply room. Inside the room, he took a drink while reading the paper before twisting the cabinet handle in front of him, and the secret door appeared. He went inside, and Mrs. Yang, who was watching TV, handed him a file, and he gave her his gun. While Hyung-do filled out the file and Mrs. Yang cleaned the gun, Kwon Jong-tae, the manager, appeared and asked Hyung-do why he was late, but kept silent. He asked Mrs. Yang to use gloves to clean the gun, to which she replied that she was doing her job since Kwon Jong-tae had been playing with a toy gun. Kwon Jong-tae still insisted she use gloves and kept questioning Hyung-do about why he was late, to which Hyung-do just apologized. Kwon Jong-tae kept asking for the reason, and Hyung-do paused momentarily before apologizing. Then, before leaving, Kwon Jong-tae reminded Hyung-do, who suggested using Ha-run only as a temporary worker in the job, and left. On another day, Hyung-do met with Ban Ji-hun. Hyung-do told Ji-hun that someone asked him for a favor to pass on some saved money to someone else. Ji-hun guessed if the person was dead, saying Hyung-do shouldn't help someone who's no longer alive. Hyung-do noticed Ji-hun's hands shaking as he poured a drink, so he helped him and advised him to see a doctor. Ji-hun told Hyung-do to hang on to the job until he could collect his retirement. Curious, Hyung-do asked Ji-hun if he regretted leaving the company. Ji-hun replied that people who leave the company often want to come back, but the idea of returning is killing them. Ji-hun also explained that he recruited Hyung-do because he didn't ask too many questions. When Hyung-do asked why Ji-hun left the company, Ji-hun simply said it was over, nothing more. Ji-hun shared a story about a job where he was supposed to kill someone. The person pleaded with him, saying he couldn't kill him because he didn't even know him. Listening to the man's story made Ji-hun think about the man's strong will to live. During the conversation, Ji-hun asked Hyung-do if he liked his car and offered it to him, saying that all his possessions would be Hyung-do's when he died. When Hyung-do asked about the man's fate, Ji-hun simply stated that it was just work, and that he ended up killing the man. At the police station, Detective Jo Myung-deok reviewed CCTV footage and noticed how young Ra-hun was. He guessed that Ra-hun wouldn't have any records in the system. Hyung-do then went to Ra-hun's house and met with Ra-bo-sul, the sister. He asked her about her mother, but she only mentioned that her mother was dead. Hyung-do persisted and was interrupted by Bo-sul's friends, leading to a confrontation where Hyung-do had to defend himself. Later, Hyung-do met with Yoo Mi-yeon, Ra-hun's mother. He introduced himself as someone who worked with Ra-hun in the same company. and informed her that Ra-hun needed to go abroad for work. Hyung-do gave her money from Ra-hun's savings. When Mi-yeon asked about Ra-hun's well-being, Hyung-do praised Ra-hun as a hard worker with high hopes from the company. Bo-seol sarcastically commented on her brother's love for work, mentioning that even when their father died, Ra-hun continued working. Mi-yeon scolded her, and Bo-seol tried to leave, but Mi-yeon stopped her, reminding her she came home late as a teenager. Bo-seol argued, and mentioned that her was same age her when Mi-yeon became singer. Mi-yeon told her to stop talking about the past in front the guest. Bo-seol in her room, she played Mi-yeon's song loudly, making her mother sad. The song triggered memories for Hyung-do, reminding him of his youth and the singer he had listened to since he was young. The next morning, in a rush after receiving a call, Hyung-do met Chairman Jeon at the elevator, and they proceeded to a secret room. On the way, Chairman Jeon told Hyung-do about the need to recruit someone with a military background or social skills, emphasizing the importance of avoiding wannabe gangsters who might turn into thugs. He also asked him to support Gwon-jong-tae due to his experience and praised Hyung-do's work. In the secret room, Chairman Jeon handed over a file containing information about Hyung-do's co-worker Jin. Chairman Jeon revealed that Jin had gone missing since losing his son in an accident, and the driver responsible for the accident was also missing. He asked Hyung-do to track down Jin and instruct him to contact the company. Hyung-do managed to trace Jin and followed him, but he suddenly lost sight of Jin in an alley. Surprisingly, Jin appeared behind him. Jin questioned Hyung-do if he was sent by the company to kill him. Hyung-do assured Jin that the company was concerned about him and wanted him to get in touch. Jin explained that he had been working for his son, but with his son gone, he felt purposeless. He asked Hyung-do to convey to the company that he wanted out, and then knocked him unconscious. After the encounter with Jin, Hyung-do returned to the office. Gwon-jong-tae commented that Jin must have gone crazy and gave Hyung-do an ice pack for his head. He mocked Hyung-do for falling into Jin's trick, irritating Hyung-do, who apologized, annoyed by Gwon-jong-tae's attitude. Later, Hyung-do received a call leading him to a market. Inside a shop, it revealed Ra-hun still alive and questioned why he had been ordered to be killed. It was revealed that Hyung-do had requested Ra-hun be hired as a permanent worker, but Gwon-jong-tae rejected the idea. Gwon-jong-tae considered Ra-hun suitable as their scapegoat for the plan, and Hyung-do remained silent. In the shop, Hyung-do told Ra-hun it was because he was a temporary worker and left. Back at the company, Hyung-do led a team for an assassination job targeting Kevin Lee. They hacked CCTV from the parking lot, cornered him in the elevator, and killed him in front of it. After completing the job, Hyung-do told his team to head back first and report, refusing to explain further. Hyung-do then took Ra-hun to meet Mi-yeon and Bo-seol at a restaurant. Hyung-do apologized on behalf of the company for the accident involving Ra-hun. Ra-hun and Bo-seol started arguing, leading Mi-yeon to yell at both of them, creating an awkward situation. While eating, Hyung-do choked on his food, causing them to laugh. After the meal, Mi-yeon mentioned it was a rare occasion for the family to be together without fighting. She admitted that becoming a good mother was challenging, especially as she grew older. Hyung-do reassured her, saying all mothers try their best for their children. Suddenly, he received a message about the termination of director Jin being approved. Hyung-do called Gwon-jong-tae to inquire about who gave the permission. Gwon-jong-tae mentioned it was a decision from the upper brass and scolded Hyung-do for disturbing his time with the family. Later, Hyung-do met with Jin, who attacked him, leading to a fight. Hyung-do managed to push Jin away and pointed a gun at him. He questioned why Jin didn't run and hide. Jin explained that there was nowhere for him to run because of the jobs he had done in the past, and now that his son was dead, he had lost the will to live. Hyung-do asked if there was really nothing left for him to live for. Jin questioned why Hyung-do cared and asked him to just kill him. Hyung-do remained silent, and the sound of a gunshot from a silencer echoed. After Hyung-do was announced to be promoted to the manager and received a new nameplate, Gwon-jong-tae asked Chairman Jeon to verify Jin's death. Chairman Jeon insisted it wasn't necessary, mentioning they already had the death certificate. Gwon-jong-tae explained that the job didn't follow standard processes, but Chairman Jeon urged him to let it go, stating he knew nothing about what happened in the field. Mi-yeon messaged Hyung-do to meet, and they went to a cafe. Hyung-do asked why she stopped singing and revealed he had been listening to her songs. Mi-yeon was shocked and shy, realizing that Hyung-do knew about her. Later, Hyung-do and Mi-yeon met with Detective Jo Myung-deok, who was looking for Ra-hun. The detective remembered meeting Hyung-do at the scene and asked for his ID, also inquiring about the company he worked for. Hyung-do evaded the question, but Mi-yeon handed the detective the company card she had received from Hyung-do earlier. Summoned by Chairman Jeon, Hyung-do brought to meet Jin, who's still alive and was told he's supposed to finish the job. Gwon-jong-tae gave Hyung-do a pen, and reluctantly, Hyung-do approached Jin. However, Jin began questioning how they could lead normal lives while committing crimes. He called their actions normalizing crime and living peacefully a facade. He also told Hyungdo that he knew what he means. Startled, Hyungdo revealed the rope from the pen and tried to choke Jin, but it snapped. Kwon Jong-tae then gave his tie to complete the job. Detective Jo Myung-deok arrived at the building and asked Hyungdo to show him around his office, revealing it to be seemingly normal. Meanwhile, Kwon Jong-tae complained to Chairman Jeon about the problems caused by Hyungdo and the fact that Ra-hun was still alive. Chairman Jeon asked if he was satisfied, and mentioned there was nothing about Kwon Jong-tae that he liked. He instructed Kwon Jong-tae to keep an eye on Hyungdo for the time being. Later, Kwon Jong-tae questioned Hyungdo about giving the detective the company card. Hyungdo apologized, but Kwon Jong-tae became frustrated, hitting Hyungdo's head until he'd been stopped. Kwon Jong-tae asked for the reason, but he only received another apology, leading Kwon Jong-tae to hit him in frustration. Later, during a job, Hyungdo was still troubled by the accident. He left his post to meet with Mi-yeon, who noticed his somber mood. However, she managed to cheer him up and even gifted him a bag. The next day, Detective Jo Myung-deok and his supervisor visited Hyungdo's company factory, supposedly non-functional factory, but found it operational. At the office, Chairman Jeon discussed with Kwon Jong-tae about Hyungdo, who revealed information about Mi-yeon. Meanwhile, Hyungdo were buying a cafe together with Mi-yeon. The following day, Hyungdo, having decided to quit, escorted with 2 co-workers to go to the meeting. He sensed something was off when they took a different route to their meeting. When they revealed guns and shot at him, a fight ensued. During the struggle, Hyungdo's co-worker tell him about Mi-yeon, and Hyungdo tried to tell her to stop, but then got hit by a lorry. After the incident, Hyungdo called Ra-hun and instructed him to gather his sister and mother and meet them. He took them to Ji-hoon's house, where Jin-hun questioned his next move. Hyungdo planned to return to Seoul the next morning. Ji-hoon asked if he wanted to attack the company, but Hyungdo revealed his intention to retrieve his stashed money and possibly open a cafe. Mi-yeon pleaded with Hyungdo about the truth, and he began to tell her the truth about the company's activities. Returning to Seoul, Hyungdo tried to avoid detection by the company. In the basement of his apartment, he retrieved his hidden money. However, when he returned, he found company people inside Ji-hoon's house. Ji-hoon, driven by a desire to rejoin the company, refused to let Mi-yeon and her family go. In a tense confrontation, Hyungdo fought Ji-hoon, leading to a tragic outcome where Mi-yeon got shot. The next morning, Hyungdo prepared to return to the office, using Ji-hoon's offered car and an ID card from one of the company men. Hyungdo arrives at the offices with a gun and asks where the chairman to the receptionist, but did not get the answer, and the receptionist tried to attack he, but Hyungdo warned her to not, but she still do, and ended been shot. Hyungdo walk into the office full with the worker and head to the chairman room, but been persuaded by his co-worker. In the tense, one of the worker begun to shot Hyungdo, and all the workers start to shot him. Overpowered by the workers, Hyungdo have be forced into the office. He then shot a fire extinguisher to try reduces the visibility. 2 of the worker enter the office to try find Hyungdo, but only the sound of the gun can be hear, make other workers outside uneasy. While inside, Hyungdo manages to kill both worker and take their weapon and begin to fight back. Hyungdo manages to kill all the worker, and then called Detective Jo Myung-deok to tell him about the office. He then head to secret room and meet Mrs. Yang, who asks he to stop, insists that she need the job for her family. Then she shot him from behind the desk, but saves by the vest. Hyungdo shot her on the head, and a man attack he with the knife and begin to clash, but he managed to defeat him. Meanwhile, Kwon Jong-tae arrives and watch the horrible state of the office, and Hyungdo meet with Chairman Jeon and tell him that he want to quit. Chairman Jeon told Hyungdo that he have high hopes for him, and Hyungdo asked him what kind of hopes before been shot by Ra-hun, who suddenly appear. After that, Hyungdo tell Ra-hun to escape, but Jo Myung-deok appear and shot them both. Jo Myung-deok in frustration begun to beat and ask Hyungdo the reason, but Hyungdo managed to grab the pen from Jo Myung-deok and begun to strangling him. Jo Myung-deok managed to escape and try to attack back, but push into the window and fall. Then Hyungdo told Ra-hun he need to live because he deserve it, and find someone he loved, and live his life happily, and don't live for work. Hyungdo then walk into the entrance of the building where police has already blocked the area, and watch Ra-hun, who managed to escape from a distance. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the stories, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and comment on what you think about the stories. Until next time.